There's this old story about two monks where they're walking along their path in silence, and they suddenly come across this river that they are about to cross. And they see a woman on the side, and she's trying to cross the same river, but she's a bit afraid because the currents are a bit too strong. So the older monk, without thinking, goes up to that woman, bows to her, carries her on his shoulder, walks through the river with this deep water, puts her on the other side, bows to her, and continues walking. And the younger monk is puzzled behind him, and he quickly goes through the river and catches up with the other monk, and they continue walking. And this guy, you can feel that he's puzzled, but he doesn't say anything. An hour goes by, 2 hours go by, and then finally after 3 hours, he couldn't hold it and he blurts it out. He said, "How could you do this? We have vowed to never touch a woman. Why did you carry her?" To that, the older monk gently replies and says that, "I put that woman down 3 hours ago. Why are you still carrying her?" And embedded in that story lies one of the most powerful tools that we can use to engineer our lives, and that is forgiveness. It's to let go of the emotional burdens that we carry. And that's what I want to talk about. And I believe that we teach the things that we needed to learn the most. Thank you. And this was the thing for me. I really needed to learn how to let go of emotional burdens. In the past few days, I met some incredible people here, so many inspiring people, really, really grateful. And like many of you, I am an extremely passionate person, which is a nice way of saying that I'm emotionally unstable. And I used to carry a lot of emotional baggage with myself, and that's often counterproductive. There's overwhelming amount of research as of today, which tells you that practicing forgiveness every single day improves your mood, you get better at productivity, and even improves your physical performance if you're an athlete. And that's all very beautiful, very interesting. But what's profound to me is the negative impact of not practicing it, especially in emotional traumas. And when I say emotional traumas, it doesn't mean just extreme abuse or going to war, but it also means a public humiliation, losing someone we love, or a heartbreak. Right? And when we experience traumas, it imprints or blocks negative emotions associated with that experience. And that's a protective mechanism. But we unconsciously carry those negative emotions blocked with us for a really long time. And we pay a heavy price for it. Dr. Bruce Lipton, one of the great thinkers of our time, scientific researcher, he wrote the book Biology of Belief. And he was doing a research about the role of genetics on cancer. And this blew my mind. He stumbled upon this fact that most cancers are actually not genetic. They're emotional. They did a study across all demographics, all different types of cancer patients around the world, and what they found was the common string among all these patients was unresolved anger, unresolved resentment. Unresolved negative emotions are dangerous. Alan Watts, great philosopher, he says that it's not the hatred that causes violence, it's the unacknowledged hatred. Right? And these things are really, really dangerous, and we carry them for a very long time. And forgiveness is a way to release them. These negative emotions don't just manifest into our physical struggles, but they also manifest into our struggles with our self-esteem, struggles with our relationships, struggles with how much money we'll make, our business decisions, all of that. Our repeated struggles are actually a sign, an indicator that tells us that there are negative emotions that we haven't acknowledged from a past experience. And forgiveness allows us to release those emotions. The process of releasing these emotions is actually quite simple. It's the identification that there's something that needs to be released, which is hard. Once I discovered that, it absolutely transformed my life. There was a time when I released the fact that I was fat-shamed at school, I was able to turn from being chubby my entire life to being in the body shape that I am today. The fact when I was able to release a really emotional breakup that nearly destroyed me, that actually influenced deeply the way I have my relationships now. It also deeply improved my self-esteem. I have the same story with my financial life. I have the same story with my ability to speak in public. All of that. This is extremely, extremely powerful. And the process of forgiveness is actually very simple. It's to simply meditate on it. It's to close your eyes and go back to the experience that caused that pain. And feel that pain. Feeling that pain is actually very similar to cutting open an old wound and removing what was blocked inside that was causing that infection. And then pause. Once you feel that pain, pause. and find gratitude in that experience. Finding gratitude, forgiveness emerges when we find gratitude in our most painful experiences and we find gifts in them. Trifni Brar, she's one of our Inc. fellows this batch, and she said something when I first met her which blew my mind. She said that she's visually impaired, and she said, "I am proud and I'm grateful that I'm blind." And I felt, wow. Forgiveness is a profound shift in the meaning that we give to the experiences that we have. And I want to leave you with this quote by Dr. Lewis Smeets. He says that forgiveness is like setting a prisoner free and then realizing that the prisoner was you. I believe that we are all limitless beings, infinite beings, and there's no real limit to how much we can accomplish in our lives. And it's part of human experience to put limitations upon ourselves and carry these emotional burdens upon ourselves for a really long time. And it's all beautiful. And I don't think we'll ever be free of all these emotional burdens, not in our human form. We will be free from all these burdens when we merge back to the collective consciousness or when we merge back with our soul, but that's a talk for another day. But while we are playing humans in this grand, elusive game called life, I believe forgiveness is our superpower. And when it's activated, it can expand our life beyond our wildest potential. And my hope for all of us is that we use this power well. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for allowing me to share this message. Thank you.